Hey Brooke, it's good to see you. How are you today?
Good.
Good. So today we're going to be doing a bedside swallow evaluation. This just means that I'm going to be administering some different textured foods and liquids to evaluate whether or not you're having a safe swallow and just make sure nothing's getting into your airway. So I'm going to ask you to do some things like take a sip of water and then so that I can hear if there's any liquid that's getting in there. While I do these things, I'm going to go ahead and feel your throat and feel some of that musculature while you swallow just to make sure that it's within normal range of function. So first I'm going to start out with some liquid and I'm going to walk you along the process, talk you through it, just make sure that you're comfortable with everything, let you know what you're going to be eating. So let me know if you have any questions along the way. So the first thing I'm going to do is just give you a little sip of water through a teaspoon. I'm going to control how much liquid and just make sure there's a safe swallow before we move on. And then I'll talk you through each step, okay? Mm-hmm. So the first thing I'm going to do is just locate that musculature on your throat. So just make sure you look at me and just have a normal, comfortable swallow. Don't try to adjust for me. I'll be okay. So I'm just going to find the base of your tongue. There we go. Okay. So first I'm going to go ahead and give you a sip of water. And go ahead and say, ah. Beautiful. Perfect. So now I'm going to move on and give you a sip out of the cup. I'm going to control it just to make sure you don't take too much, just a nice amount. And I'm going to go ahead and feel and have you swallow again. And after, I'll cue you if you need it. Go ahead and say, once you've swallowed. Okay? Just going to get that posture again. Beautiful. Okay. So next I'm going to have you give yourself a sip. Just a normal one sip, how you typically would, and I'm going to feel it as well. Okay, so I'm going to grab the musculature, and then I'll go ahead and cue you to take a sip. Sorry, that's awkward. All right, go ahead and take a sip. Very nice. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on to sipping out of a straw now. Just kind of it's a different style of drinking. It can test some other features for me. So I'm going to put a straw in. And at first, I just want you to take one sip and go ahead and initiate a swallow. And again, at the end. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to feel this one as well. Just one sip. Very nice. Okay. Now I'm going to have you take a couple of sips in a row, like a quick chug out of the straw, maybe one or two. Yeah, awesome. Okay, sweet. So we're going to move past the thin liquid waters. Doesn't sound like anything's getting in the airway, so I'm going to start kind of amping up the thickness of what you're swallowing. So the first thing we go to is a puree. We're using applesauce today. Is that okay with you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and serve you a smaller size and feel it and make sure it goes down healthily, and then I'll go ahead and feed yourself. Mm-hmm. So first I'm going to serve you and have you do that same kind of clearing noise to make sure that nothing gets in that airway. So get that serving size down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get that position. Very nice. Perfect. Okay, and then next I'm going to have you feed yourself. Hold off for 1 second while I get myself positioned for you. Okay, and go ahead and feed yourself a typical bite. Sorry about my arm in the way. Very nice. Good clearing. Okay, so you're doing well with the puree, which means we take it a step farther. Mm-hmm. So this is when I'm going to give you a moist mechanical soft. It just means something like I have canned peaches, something that has a little bit of liquid to it, but you still have to chew. So I can see kind of how that chewing motion is going and making sure that you're able to initiate that swallow. And then after, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to have you clear your throat, and then I just need to check in the sides of your mouth. And I'm going to be using one of these that I'm not actually touching your mouth. But, so the first, I'm going to give you kind of a small size, make sure that everything's clearing well, and then I'm going to go ahead and have you feed yourself again. Okay. So, let me get that position real quick. Actually, I'm not going to palpate this one. I'm just going to watch you chew. Go ahead and chew that up. Swallow. Awesome. And then I'm just going to check in your mouth and make sure that we didn't get anything stuck in the sides. Amazing, good job. Okay, and then go ahead and feed yourself a bite, kind of a typical bite size that you would usually do. Very nice. And I'm going to check in those cheeks again, make sure that you're clearing everything. Amazing. Good job. Thank you. Okay, so you are doing really well with the chewing of the moist mechanical food, so I'm just going to move up to something that you would typically have at home. I brought some crackers today. It's a little bit drier, takes a little bit longer to chew up. I'm going to do something a little bit different with these. I'm going to have you say "ah" after. I'm going to check your cheeks, but one of the things I need you to do is I want you to chew it up, and when it's ready to swallow, when you've kind of formed, feel like that food's in the good spot and it's hugged back there, I want you to open your mouth and show me the bolus, the cluster of food on your tongue, just so that I can see that it's in a healthy shape and that everything is kind of doing its job the right way. So at first, I'm going to give you just a small size cracker. You can feed yourself that size. And remember, whenever you're ready, I want to take a look at that first before you swallow it, okay? Beautiful. Go ahead and swallow. And beautiful. Okay, I'm going to look in those cheeks one more time. Thank you for letting me poke around in here. Oops. Okay, awesome. And now just grab a size cracker that you typically munch on. And before you swallow it, let me go ahead and see that, okay? Appreciate it. Awesome. Okay. And swallow and and last, check in those cheeks. Make sure we're getting everything cleaned up in there. Awesome. Okay, your swallow is looking really healthy today. I'm going to go ahead and clear you to eat regular food at home. And thank you for participating in this afternoon.
Thank you.